is this? So for the course of the last year, I have received dozens and dozens of questions from you about California, moving to San Diego, things about the housing market. And I'm really excited today because we're actually going to go over some of the questions, some of the best questions that we've received and answer them in real time. So today I have my beautiful wife helping me out. She picked out some of her favorite responses from my YouTube channel. And Steph, it's only the good comments, right?
Oh, there's some good ones in here. Unedited.
All right, well, let's see how that turns out. Let's just go ahead and get started. Gunnar T asks, what about public transportation? What about crime? What about gun laws? Yes, all the things. So transportation in San Diego could definitely be better. And luckily we have a new mayor right now, Todd Gloria, who just got into office. And the biggest things that he wants to accomplish is improve public transportation. So I'm very hopeful that over the next couple of years, he'll be able to get some new policies in place. As far as crime goes, here's the thing, Gunnar. As a real estate agent, I am prohibited from giving my opinion on crime in specific areas because they don't want me to help guide one person from one place to another based on my opinion of what crime is. All right, what do we got next? Jose J says, in regards to your moving to San Diego, California guide, you miss a couple, LOL. Like everything is dead, fires, ... What the shit is this? So I get really great responses on some of my videos. You're right, and especially this year was really weird. Not in San Diego, but in Ventura County. There was a fire that was set off from a, what was it, Steph?
Gender reveal.
A gender reveal party where they had some type of explosions that set off a massive fire in Ventura County. So yes, I guess there's a lot of things that are dead. What do we got next? Paul says, I'm guessing there will still be way more people wanting to move in than move out. Yes, and this was about my video from moving out of California. I agree, because San Diego is a really desirable place. It's not as overcrowded as like LA or San Francisco. People are moving out of those areas. It is still expensive, so people are leaving for other areas where housing is a little bit more affordable. But I agree with you, Paul. I think there's still going to be way more people moving here every year than new places being built, which is why housing prices keep going up. All right. Andrew M. I have been planning to move to San Diego from Vancouver for years. My budget is $1 million to $1.5 million. Where is the best place for a retired man with this budget? Thanks. That is a very good question. It's a good budget to have in San Diego. Depending on what you're looking for, if you want gated community, kind of a bigger house, bigger neighborhood, North County is probably a better place. You could be a little bit closer to the beach, a little bit calmer of a lifestyle. If you want to be in the hustle and bustle and just have like a nice craftsman home or a nice town home, you could look into Mission Valley. You could look into North Park and South Park are some really cool areas that are extremely walkable. Without any more information, those would probably be the places I would recommend you check out first. From Soul Taco, I f***ing love San Diego. I live in Arizona and visit as much as I can. If things go south with my relationship at some point, I fully intend to move there. I'd seriously consider living in my truck and renting an office area for my workstation. Soul Taco, I f***ing love San Diego too. So I hope for the best with your relationship in all seriousness, but we also do have some friends that live in San Diego out of a trailer that actually live on the water in the bay in San Diego for a very small amount of money, and they're really enjoying life. So hey, you may actually want to check it out. Seer G asks, what about forbearance ending? And this is in terms of whether there's going to be a housing crisis in California. That is a great question. The reality is there are a lot of people out there throughout all of the US that are not current on their mortgages. And when it comes to a time where they're allowed to be foreclosed on again, there might be a large number of foreclosures. But here's one thing to keep in mind is if foreclosures were allowed today in California, then it's realistically going to be 8 to 10 months before any of those, or like the bulk of those homeowners are going to be foreclosed on. So there's really a massive delay there, and you have to keep that in mind. And who knows at the end of the day, what percentage of people are actually going to be foreclosed on. I think the numbers are going to be a lot less based on the statistics that we're seeing in California. All right, Noble Lies. That is a great handle. You forgot to mention that there is a higher concentration of incredibly physically attractive people, both male and female. Thank you. who usually wear beach-style clothing, go to the gym, and are obsessed with health. And unlike Los Angeles, most of them are too materialistic or arrogant. And that is one thing I love about living in Southern California, honestly, is a lot of people find it really important to take care of their health, go to the gym, eat healthy. Maybe that has something to do with the nice weather, and it's beach season, 10 months out of the year. And Craig B says, good video. There truly is no place like San Diego, and I enjoyed every second of my time there. How do you feel about a video on how the pandemic may affect the market? They are considering the new mega shift to everyone working from home. It's along the lines of people are not going to sell their homes and are staying put. Craig, that I see where you're going with this. Here's the thing I'm going to throw right back at you is with more people working from home, there's more of a necessity to have an extra bedroom, to have an extra room so they can have a home office. So what I'm seeing is a lot of people that are shifting from one house to another because they really need that extra bedroom. The other great thing about what's happening is there are fewer people on the road. So the people that do have to go to work or you do need to travel during the day, there still is less traffic today than there was, a year and a half ago, or even just a year ago. Adus mentions, you should mention the crime rate between the two cities, San Diego versus San Francisco. One is much safer than the other and will have your window smashed in broad daylight while you're standing 20 feet from your car. Again, I can't personally talk too much about my opinion on crime rates. The one thing I will tell you is when I lived in San Francisco, I had my car window broken into twice. Usually it's just to grab whatever they see in there. Here's the main thing you should keep in mind. No matter where you're living, this is a good tip. Don't leave valuables in your car where people can see them. Even an empty backpack, don't leave it in your car or give anyone a reason to break in, and usually they won't. Brandon H says, these videos are starting to look more and more like Graham Stephan videos. Well, Graham Stephan gets millions of views on every single one of his videos, and they are on point. So I will take that as a compliment. Thank you so much, Brandon. I really appreciate that. JK says, sounds like he's just trying to get you to buy a house, LOL. Better off holding until the market crashes, and it'll happen with Biden in office. Where do you think all these free handouts come from? Eye roll emoji. RJ, market crash. I keep hearing market crash, market crash, market crash. We were hearing it well before the pandemic. We're hearing it at the beginning of the pandemic. We're hearing it now in 2021. Is there going to be a housing crash? I don't think so. I think the market's going to come down a little bit. Crash, I think, is absolutely not going to happen anytime soon here in San Diego. We're still at a point where housing prices are going up, 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 and that's probably going to go through the end of the year. And then maybe at that point, maybe we'll see it start to flatten out, maybe start to come down a little bit. But I can tell you my honest opinion, in January of 2021, the housing prices are going to be cheaper than in January of 2022. All right, so Anonymous says, 1978 to 79, I'm guessing my mom's best friend, had a house on Donnelly Street, west side of Claremont. That's a nice area. Best ocean/bay view I ever saw. No clue what the homes cost there now. My choice was West Claremont. There's a great area, and some of the areas in West Claremont, I don't want to say are affordable, but they're decently priced for what you can get, especially considering there are some areas that you get a fantastic ocean view. Highly recommend. All right, guys, quick update. My wife has just checked out Zillow prices on the west side of Donnelly Street. The cheapest home is $891,000. So really, you kind of got to expect to be around the $1 million budget. All right, at The Real Nico on Instagram says, dude, can I ask you some questions about buying a house? Of course, dude. Think about the struggles of rent and the money that is just being wasted. I'm wondering how much you actually have to be making a year to realistically be making a house payment in San Diego. I literally know nothing, so just starting to think about all this now. Nico, this is a fantastic question. In fact, I think I'm going to do a video on this entire topic, so thank you for asking this question. As of January 2021, the median price home is just over $700,000. Depending on what you're looking for, if you want a 3-bedroom house in the city of San Diego, you're probably not going to find anything move-in ready under $500,000 or $550,000. That's like the base level. You're probably going to have to go up from there. Now, that's just the prices of homes. There's obviously a lot more factors you have to put in. I would start off by just looking at an online calculator. Just Google online calculator for mortgage payment and plug in how much money you're making to have an idea of what you can afford. The kind of general rule of thumb is 30% or less of your income should be going towards your mortgage, towards your housing payment. Now, if what you're seeing on there is something that you think you could find in San Diego, then the next step is talk to a lender, talk to your bank. They're going to tell you exactly what you could get approved for, which isn't necessarily what you should purchase, but they'll tell you exactly what your monthly payment's going to be. And then once you have that monthly payment idea in your mind of what you can afford and what you can get approved for, then you can start looking for homes online on Zillow or Redfin, or reach out to me. I'm happy to help you out. And if you're starting to see homes that you like, then reach out to a real estate professional. Reach out to me. I'm happy to answer questions for you. Or if I can't help you, send you off to someone else that I know can. This is a very complex question. It really kind of depends on exactly what you're looking for, but I want to make sure that you have the resources that you need to be able to make a good decision. And lastly, David S. says, number 1, have your head examined. You know what? I am due for my yearly checkup, so I will definitely put that on my calendar. Thank you so much for the reminder. Here's the thing though, David. Every single person that leaves a comment on any of my videos helps the algorithm, helps me get my videos in front of more people. So I thank you for being a fan. I thank you for helping my channel get some more growth and get in front of more people that can utilize this information. And thank you for keeping my health your top priority. And that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you for your comments and your questions. Keep them coming, and we'll have to do this again soon. And just a reminder, I'm a full-time real estate agent and part-time YouTube creator. So if you have anything that you need help with, feel free to shoot me a message. My contact info is down below. We'll see you next time.